My News 26 and CCTV. It's high school hockey, coming to you from the Wex in Cadillac.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Wex here in Cadillac. Jeff Castillo and Bill Dooley bringing the action. We've got the Livonia Franklin Patriots as we're announcing the starting lineups. We just had Jacob Cox, and we have Trevor Van Vliet, number 26. And in goal, number 1, Will Augustine. They are coached by Dan Phelps. And we are just about ready for the Cadillac Vikings starting lineup, and Jeff Castillo will have that for us.
All right, for the Vikings, number 6 on defense, Austin Pendrick. And number 11, Jack Schmidtdill. Starting at center tonight, number 5, Hayden Watkins. Number 2, Alex Leotard starting at wing. And Alan Shear playing on the other wing, number 10. And in goal tonight,
Carter Fosmore is
well,
starting.
They said Carter, but Connor Swaffer was come out of the net, so whoops.
All right. And now for our national anthem. All right, a beautiful rendition of our national anthem by the Cadillac Pep Band. I think Mr. Mike Filkins, is he over there? I think he's leading them on. And Jeff, we had a lot of snow today up north, and the boys' basketball game was canceled.
Well, that should give us some extra fans tonight.
A little extra fans, but nothing's going to cancel the hockey game. We have our referee tonight is Marty Schaefer. We also have our linesman is John Troost, and then we'll, as soon as I get our other referee, Jeff, we'll get that for you probably in the second period.
All right, yeah, we'll make sure and get his name mentioned.
Do we get coaches for Cadillac?
We have coaching tonight is the head coach, Mr. Scott Graham. We also have assistants Randy Boyke, Mike Stebbins, and Les Sharp. They've done a fine job for years with the Vikings.
And the head coach we said for the Patriots is Dan Phelps. He's in his second year, and the assistants are Jimmy Harms and Jim Nevey. All right, we are just seconds away for the puck drop here, Jeff. We've got the Patriots, and I was talking to Coach Phelps. They've got a new jersey that they're going to be bringing out this year. I'm not sure if it's this one or the game tomorrow at noon, but so they're excited about that. They play in a very tough Kensington Lakes Activities Association.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough area for hockey down there.
Yep.
No doubt about it. I'm sure they've had some pretty good competition. They're having a pretty successful year so far, too.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we are underway here from the Wex. And the play is at center ice. Alan Shear makes a move to get around his man. He goes down, picking up his Alex Leotard. He'll drop it back for Hayden Watkins. It goes through the slot. Back to the point for Austin Pendrick. Pendrick plays it down low for Leotard. Right there, the Vikings are battling with the Patriots. Picked up in the corner there. Nice check by Alan Shear to knock his man off the puck. Going around the corner there is Dakota Keaton. He lost it. There's a rising shot gloved off by Augustine, and our first stop of play at 16:28.
Okay, nice little bout of pressure from Cadillac. It's been a little bit the opposite the last couple games, where they have, really gotten a good amount of pressure from the opposite team.
All right, we have Nick Anderson out there for the Patriots, along with, here comes Nick Anderson. He pushes the puck over the blue line. Racing forward is Jack Schmidtdale. Schmidtdale will get to it first behind the net. Reverse the play by the Patriots. And coming out with it, falling down for Cadillac, and then picking it up is Austin Pendrick. Pendrick with a nice move, and then it's picked up there. We got a whistle. And it's going to be a tripping call against, I believe, the Patriots, right, Jeff?
Okay, yeah, it's number 6. That is Casey Farron on the tripping call. So that's
Casey
going to give the Vikings an early power play here, get the special teams going.
Trey Zebo will be out there killing along with Dakota Keaton. And then on defense, I'm trying to get the numbers there for defense. Picked up by Izzard. Nice block there by Keaton, and put down the ice by Franklin. Back to get it is Austin Pendrick, number 6 for the Vikings. Behind his net, setting it up. Coming out to Izzard. Izzard, cross ice. Ian Munch, a little bit behind him, so the Vikings will have to reset. Ian Munch, right through the middle part of the ice, over the blue line. Being checked there, and Livonia will clear the puck all the way back down the other side, and they're going to go for a change. Pendrick for the Vikings. Pass is too far out in front. This could go for an icing, and it does, so it'll bring it back. Not the best way to start out your power play.
No,
Jeff.
That's really the last thing you want to do is force a turnover like that and have a face-off back in your own zone, because now they're going to have to, regroup, get all the way down ice, set up, and there's only a minute 13 left in the power play here, so.
Got Judge and Morris back on the point for Livonia. Cadillac will send it around the boards. Judge will put it right back in on the delayed offside. They're good now. First one to it is going to be that Nolan Neva. Taken out by the Vikings. Hayden Watkins. Watkins gives it to Leotard. Poke check there. Vikings will keep it in momentarily. Judge fighting with it along the boards. And finally it's cleared out by number 22. That's Jonah Pollock. He was our pregame guest. He's one of the captains on this team, along with Will Augustine, and our associate captains are Jacob Cox and Trevor Van Vliet. Here's a pass to Alan Shear. Shear in the middle. He takes a quick snapshot wide of the net. Vikings over to Phillips. Phillips with a shot. Never made it through. That was blocked there by 27 Judge. Up the boards to Pollock. He's got a lot of space. Nice soccer move there by Phillips to knock it down. There's only 10 seconds left in the power play for the Vikings as they put it in behind the net. Augustine will stop it there for Judge. Stolen there by Leotard. Tries to wrap around again. Puck is still loose. Alan Shear digs it out in the corner. Back to full strength, and that puck will go down the ice. It's not going to be an icing. There's a race to it. Number 26, that's Van Vliet. He's forechecking really well. Puck is loose. Patriots will send it back into the opposite corner. Checked there by Phillips, and there's a backhand shot that went a little bit wide. We got a mouth guard or something on the ice, and the puck goes out to center. Kasprak for the Vikings putting some pressure on the D. Number 17 is Nick Zatko. Up the boards, cleared out. Coming down, number 26 is Van Vliet with a beautiful move. Here's a pass. Oh, just off the stick there of Kyle Fugetti.
Yeah, boy, Cadillac dodged a bullet there.
The Vikings cannot clear the zone. Keeping it in is number 24. That's Jacob Cox. Cox in the corner takes a hit. In the slot to Fugetti. Back to the point. They move it over to the other side. There's a long shot. Never made it through. The Vikings trying to clear the zone, keeping it in as the Patriots. Putting it deep and going after it is Kerr. That's Ryan Kerr, number 8. Fugetti working hard. Finally, the Vikings get it out to center, all the way back down, and number 7 is Brandon Webb. Long stretch pass at the blue line, taking a hit there right in front of the linesman Truce. And the Vikings will dump it in the zone. That bounces, and Augustine has to be careful with that one. Oh, into the netting in the NHL. That might be a penalty.
That would be a penalty, but not down here in the high school ranks. Okay, well, nice job of Livonia Franklin to kill off that penalty, and then they immediately started to put the pressure on and get some scoring opportunities on Cadillac. Cadillac was back on their heels a little bit, couldn't clear the zone.
A couple big hits there, too, by Cadillac. There's a shot wide of the net. That was by Izzard. Now Derek Tonello. Derek Tonello had a nice goal up in Traverse City. Centers it, but the Patriots will take over. David Carpenter, who missed that game up in Traverse City. Good to see him back in the lineup.
Yeah, it is. I think they're really missing his presence there on Wednesday night up in Traverse City.
Nick Anderson is checked hard into the boards. A clean check there by, was that Pendrick? No, that was number 17 then. That was Eller. Brandon Eller with a beautiful check. Here's a pass over to 18. There's a shot, and covering that one up is Carter Fosmore is in net.
Yeah, there was a little mix-up on the introductions because Connor Swaffer was in net and came skating out, but it is Carter Fosmore, number 1 in net for the Vikings tonight.
And I was talking to Carter before the game. He had his game face on. He had his music, and he was getting
in the zone, eh?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, Cadillac never did end up getting an official shot on goal during their power play. So nice kill by the Patriots.
Now coming up the left side is Alex Leotard. Inside out move. He gets around. He's going into the corner. He'll take a big hit there, and he is really hurting Jeff.
Did that put a hole in the boards?
It put a hole in the boards, and plus we've got a player down and injured. That's don't like to see that.
No, not at all. Let's hope he is okay.
And now
that was a big hit.
Yeah, and we can see a gaping hole right now, Jeff, in the boards, I believe, right?
As far as I can tell, that is a hole in the boards. Yeah, they're going to have we could have a delay in the game here because, they cannot have play continue with a hole in the boards like that.
Right.
So they're going to have a maintenance issue here at the rink. I've never seen that before.
I tell you the truth, I've never seen that either. Now I've seen the glass break on a hit, but never with the board. And the maintenance crews are down there. That's going to be a tough one too, Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. Fortunately, Alex Leotard is up. He is the player that was hit into the boards and was down. Seemed to got up on his own power and is skating right now, so that's always a good sign.
Jeff, we have a break here. Let's get our first shout out to our sponsors.
All right. Well, I know we have Cadillac Tire, we have Napa, and we have Pizza Plus. And a big thanks to our sponsors to help bring this sports presentation to you tonight. If you would like to be a sponsor for Winter High School sports, please contact our sales team at 231-577-1844 or email sales@mynews26.com. All of our sports broadcasts are produced with cooperation between the Wexford-Missaukee Career Tech Center, CCTV, and My News 26. Students run cameras, graphics, and instant replay, supervised by a professional director.
And Jeff, as a player, you played a lot of hockey in your life. Your emotions are high. You're ready to go for the game, and then all of a sudden, somebody goes down, and then there's a repair made. It kind of takes it's hard to get that momentum back, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and we're not even really sure how long this delay could be at this point. Like I say, they absolutely cannot continue the game until this is fixed. So one way or another, a lot of times, I've actually had to do this before, Bill. A tournament a number of years ago. It wasn't that big of a spot out of the boards, but it was a small spot with a hard shot that went through, and I had to do a little fix-up back there. So I'm sure they're going to take a piece of plexiglass or something and screw it in and get it fastened, which I don't know how long that's going to take, but definitely for the players, especially when the game just got going, You know, they were just starting to get the nerves settled in and get play going. And now we've got another stop here. So,
Well, while we have a little break here, give you a little bit of background on the Livonia Franklin Patriots. This team has been around for a while. They got started in 1970.
okay.
So they've been in that division with Stevenson and Churchill and some of those teams way back. And their original field or hockey rink was actually called Ford Field because it was an outdoor rink. It was a single sheet of ice. And they just had their alumni hockey game on Friday, December 2nd, and they were able to contact a lot of the old players and the coaches and bring them back for the game.
Oh, how cool.
They did the ceremonial puck drop, and
Did they play outdoors or did they play indoors?
Well, they're playing indoors now.
I don't know if it was cold enough or whatever down there to have ice and everything so far, but
the old Ford Field now is called the Eddie Edgar Arena. They have 2 sheets of ice, so it's a nice facility, but it's in the same spot of where the old Ford Field was. And they were able to get Dan Longeway, who was one of their first captains back in the early 70s. I think he played from 71 to 74, so he was there.
Oh, wow.
And then their coach, Terry Jobbitt, who coached there for 25-plus years. So those guys were back, and talking to some of the Patriot players before the game, they said it just was a really cool atmosphere, having these alumni come back,
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
and
that is cool, especially being on the same spot. Now it's obviously indoor rink and a couple sheets of ice, but still going to the same basic facility and spot. It's pretty cool.
They got fired up, too, and they beat the Dearborn United 5-1. So they had a great game there and just had a really good time. And talking to Coach Phelps, it's something that they want to try and build on in the years to come with this alumni.
Oh, yeah, get a little tradition going. Cadillac does that, and it's usually, isn't that usually over the holidays when they have an alumni game? Get a lot of the players maybe coming back from college and whatnot, coming back and seeing family, and they get together and have a little alumni game against the players. So it's always a cool thing.
Franklin is 4-2-1 right now. Their point leaders are Trevor Van Vliet with 11 points, Trey Zebol with 10, Nick Anderson 7, and then Ryan Kerr and Dakota Keaton each have 6 points. So that's the point leaders for Franklin.
Okay, and they have a record of 4-2-1.
Their last game they played against was Howell, and that game could have went either way. They ended up losing at 4-2, but Howell's they said, a really strong team. They did play, I think, Brighton early in the season, and Brighton spanked them pretty good. But Brighton is the state defending state champions, and they have an awesome program there.
All right, so these guys are used to playing some competition down in the Detroit area, no doubt about it.
And Jeff, will you tell us a little, just an update? You were at the game up at Traverse City, and David Carpenter, and kind of who's going to be, as far as who might miss the next couple games too.
Okay, yeah, I was up in Traverse City. We played the Traverse City Central Trojans on Wednesday night. Traveled up there. The weather was good enough where they didn't have to cancel the game or anything, so I was a little worried about that. Hate to have a hockey game get canceled. Basketball must get canceled a lot easier than hockey, apparently. But anyway, the game was really dominated by Traverse City Central. Most of the time spent was in, Traverse City Central's offensive zone, the Vikings' defensive zone. Kind of like the Alpena game a little bit, but Cadillac weathered the storm. They gave up some goals. They needed to play a little bit stronger defensively and just let up too many goals. But they got down a number of goals a couple different times, and they came right back. So, a lot of credit to them for coming back as they did in Alpena, or against Alpena also here on our last broadcast. So this is a team that if they get down, they don't just shrug their shoulders and hang their head. They just go right back at it. So it looks like we've got the boards fixed, and we're ready to pick up action here again, Bill.
All right, face-off is brought back to center ice. Phillips will drive it in behind the net, and Augustine will stop it there. He backhands it up the boards. Sebastian Stukel avoided that hit there, number 12. and it'll be played at center ice by Phillips to Zach Izzard. Izzard with the backhand in behind the net. Up the boards, Ian Munch will drop it back for Phillips. There's a shot high and wide of the net. Zach Izzard, he's shielding the puck, so it's back to the point to Pendrick. That one is deflected up into the netting. Might have been off Tonello.
Yeah, it looked like Derek Tonello was trying to, get a deflection, just ended up getting it wrong, and it went up a little bit high.
There's 11 minutes to go here in the first period between the Cadillac Vikings and the Livonia Franklin Patriots. Jeff Castillo, along with Bill Dooley, bringing the action on 26 Sports and CCTV.
All right. Fortunately, we didn't have too long a delay there, Bill.
That was a nice job by the crew here at the Wex, and Andrew Nordman. I saw Mike Harth over there. I don't know if Todd Foster's there, but there's a huge hit there by, I think, Shear on number 8. That was Ryan Kerr, went down heavy.
That's a couple big hits already for big Alan Shear tonight. Solid kid.
Pass up the middle. It is dumped into the zone by number 20. That's Nick Anderson. Jonah Pollock taken away by Brendan Phillips. Phillips kind of lofts one in. Those are dangerous shots.
Yeah, they scored on one of those against Alpena, remember?
Yeah, Kaspriak did. There's a nice poke check there by Hayden Watkins. Up the boards, the Vikings are going to keep it in. Gavin Foster, first time on the ice for the Vikings. There's the pass that's tipped away by Brian Geiger. And reversed by Schmidtdale. Up the boards all the way to Livonia. Number 7, that's Brandon Webb. Brandon Webb is a senior. Now Webb will have to go back and chase it. Putting some pressure on him is Geiger. Around the boards, keeping it in is Jake Kaspriak. And now Cox. Up to Van Vliet. A little bit too far out in front of him. Good job by Gavin Foster. Foster lined his man up, but just didn't quite get him. Gavin Foster up the middle. That puck is right below us, Jeff, and they're battling away at it. Finally, it's flipped in the zone by Kaspriak. Will Augustine, the junior goaltender for the Patriots. Behind the net, Brandon Webb. Webb doesn't like what he sees, so he'll take it the other side. There's a shot tipped by the Vikings. And Schmidtdale, that one is taken away there. Might have hit a high stick, but it's going down. They're going to wave it off. Back to get it is number 18. That's Luke Orrs. Orrs with a pass up the boards. Van Vliet bothered there by Izzard. Nice takeaway by Hayden Watkins. Quick pass up to Brandon Webb. That puck is played through center ice. First one back to it is Eller for the Vikings. That's Brandon Eller, number 17. Eller with the check. Back to the blue line, and it'll come out, so Webb will take it. Webb's going to dump it in. There's a delayed offside, and the Patriots are going to go for a change. No score here in the first period. Both teams kind of, seeing what the other one's got. Here's the takeaway here, and it's just offside. Oh, a close call there. Camden Smythe, number 9, had the opportunity.
Yeah. I was just about to say there haven't been a lot of whistles tonight, and then all of a sudden there it is, offside. So Vikings caught a break on that one as he was going alone on Fosmore.
They're going to redrop the puck here. Linesman John Troost. And Hunter Musser, number 4, is taking the draw for Patriots. Here comes Alan Shear. Shear over the line, tries to get a shot. There's a follow-up. Oh, beautiful save there off a Derek Tonello shot. He had the far corner was picked up.
Yeah, almost looked like it just
Big
caught
hit
the
there.
post.
Now we got a 2-on-2 coming down. Here's Hunter Musser with the shot. Save, Fosmore.
All right, good end-to-end action here. Couple scoring opportunities by both teams.
And there's been some big checks in this game so far. So
they're just starting to acquaint themselves with each other. So I think it's going to heat up as the night goes on. But you're right, Bill. There have been some big checks. Of course, none bigger than the one that put a hole in the boards, I guess.
You're never going to – you won't top that one.
I hope not tonight.
Face-off deep in the Viking zone. The draw is won by the Vikings. Hayden Watkins puts it around the board, and it's still in. Finally, the Vikings will clear it down the ice, and we might have an icing coming up here, and we do. our first coming up here pretty soon is going to be our first player profile, and it's going to be number 10, Alan Shear. We'll get that when we get a nice stoppage in the play here.
Yeah, and you know the Livonia team, they are going to be watching this game a little bit later, and you know, I think they're probably going to try and maybe replay that that big hit, or definitely here he's going to have some bragging rights on that one.
Oh,
they blew a guy through the boards.
Kaspriak over the line. It was onside. It was really close to be an offside play there. So Jonah Pollock will take it up the boards. Vikings put it back in. Knocked down there was Kaspriak by, trying to see the number there, it's number 8, Ryan Kerr. Puck is tied up along the boards, and Watkins comes in. Still trying to get that puck. Almost got a shot off. Geiger shielding. He takes a check there, and finally behind the net is Judge, number 27. Nick Anderson. Anderson off the boards. Regains control of it. Sends it towards the blue line. It goes into the Viking zone and picked up by Austin Penrick. Penrick, long pass, kept it at the blue line there by Kerr. Kerr is checked by Tonello. Back to the point. There's a shot that was blocked by Geiger. Jacob Cox tried to make his way in, and the Viking, and he slapped it off the stick. Cox goes after in the corner. He takes a check there, picked up by Jonah Pollock. There's a bad angle, and it almost snuck into the net. Vikings, Kaspriak blocks that one. Nick Anderson centers, and the Vikings will clear the zone. It's Kaspriak will just go for a change, and chasing it down is number 18.
All right, Cadillac bringing 5 new players out onto the ice.
Play goes into the corner. That's Trevor Van Vliet for Franklin. Nice move there by David Carpenter. Wow, that was a slick little move. Over the line, Shear. Puck goes behind the net, up to Van Vliet. That's Trevor Van Vliet. And now number 18, Luke Ors. Long pass up the center, knocked down there nicely by Jack Schmidtdale. Pass up to Watkins. Watkins over to Shear. Nice job there to get back on side was Ian Lilly. Ian Lilly with the puck in the corner, takes a couple hits. Alan Shear pushes it back to the point to Carpenter. Carpenter, quick wrist shot, not sure where it is, so it's back in the corner.
Yeah, I think it did catch the net.
Yep.
Didn't know if they were going to call that or not, and the ref did end up seeing that.
Marty Schaefer and the referee crew, Jeff, a little mix-up. They thought the game was at 8, and that's what it was posted as for up until like a week ago. So really, you can't blame them.
Yeah, there was some kind of typo or something on the schedule. So we had a little delay tonight, but not too bad.
Not bad at all. And then we had a little break in the board, so it could be a little bit later night than usual. But it's a Friday night hockey in Cadillac. Back to the point. Nice job to keep it in. Off the stick of number 27, that's Judge, and taken away by big Zach Izzard. Izzard with some good hands there, and finally the Patriots will come out over the blue line. Back checking there nicely. That was Ian Munch and David Carpenter in the corner. He's got a little pressure on him up the boards. Zach Izzard, he's got Tonello with some speed. Izzard over the line. Tries to go around his man, just pushes him down out of the way.
Yes, he did. It's kind of like, just get out of my way.
Instead of him making a move, he just pushed him down. Sebastian Stukel with a shot off the glove of Fosmore. And then in behind the net, the Vikings are going to come out with it. It is Schmidtdale, number 11. He's got some speed, cuts to the middle, uses a screen, and a nice toe save there by Will Augustine.
Yeah, nice job using the D as a screen on that, too.
Great job by Jack. He had a goal there, too, against Traverse City. That puck would go all the way in. Will Augustine's just going to cover up because right there was Brian Geiger. And I believe he scored a goal in the Traverse City game,
Yes,
too.
he did. Not sure if that was his first of the year, but it might have been. Nice goal. Yeah, the Vikings were able to get 6 goals the other night. 8-6 kind of sounds a little closer than what the game really was, but you know, the Vikings didn't quit.
There's a shot behind the net, and that was Geiger. He's got 3 goals this year, Jeff.
Does he?
Yeah,
okay.
He's got 3 goals. So Hayden Watkins centers, tipped right there in front of the net, and cleared out is Geiger by the defense. Good play defensively by the Patriots. Back to get it is Eller. Eller's got Austin Pendrick with him. Eller, he'll bounce it off the boards, just off the stick of Luke Orrs. Orrs over to number 8, Ryan Kerr. Up to Nick Anderson. Anderson over the line. Anderson, a pass out in front. Good job there defensively by Eller to break that one up. And here comes Alan Shear. Alan Shear leading the Vikings in scoring. Nice move. Shear moving in with a shot. Oh, wide of the net. He fanned on it a little bit. Wrap around. It's open for a second. Watkins with a shot. Saved there by Augustine. Best scoring attempt so far for the Vikings.
Yeah, and they really had Livonia back on their feet.
Good job by Ian Lilly to shield off the check, and that one makes it all the way through on a deflection. There's another play just on the short side, almost went in. Back to David Carpenter. Vikings with a lot of pressure. They'll put that one through, and nice job there. And finally covering up is Augustine.
Woo. Good shift by the Vikings.
Wow.
Where they had a number of 3 or 4 good scoring opportunities there, Bill.
And Will did not really see that last shot. He just was in great position to make the save.
Yeah, he was squaring up to the puck, and, that's the best you can do when you can't see the puck.
How tall do you think Augustine is, Jeff? He's got some height on him, definitely. He's
a
big goaltender.
Yes, he is.
Very quick, too. Face off deep in the Franklin zone.
He's definitely a little taller than I am, Bill.
Well, that's
doesn't take much.
Puck is cleared. Coming out of the zone, down the ice. Referee has his hand up in the air for an icing, and it will be.
All right, so we've got another face-off in the Livonia-Franklin end.
Jeff, when next stoppage, if you can get our first player profile, that would be great. We'll give our camera crew a little heads up here. Number 10, Alan Shear, will be our player profile coming up here. So we got Jacob Cox for the Patriots taking the face-off against Hayden Watkins. Puck stays right there. Lilly tried to get a stick on it. Turning around is Watkins, and it goes behind the net. Coming out, there's a shot, rebound, bouncing around dangerously. Watkins puts it right back out in front. Good work here. Ian Lilly has it. Lilly leaves it right there. Brandon Webb up the boards, but David Carpenter tried to pinch in, and now we got a 2-on-1, but losing it. Getting it back is Van Vliet down the right side. Nice play by David Carpenter. It's out in the slot. There's a shot. Good save. Rebound, and it's loose. Vikings will clear the zone. Good action there.
Yeah, I was going to say, great end-to-end action.
Pass up the boards. Tonello giving chase. He'll get to the puck. Back to his D. That's Phillips. Phillips over to Munch. Munch had Izzard there for a second. Now he gets it into the zone. Zach Izzard. Picked up there by Tonello. Back to the point, Schmidtdale. That one is blocked by number 10. That's Dakota Keaton. In the corner, Tonello just got his head up. He was being lined up there. Now coming back is Dakota Keaton. Pass over to Van Vliet. And we have an offside.
All right, so we want to get that player profile in. We have number 10 from the Cadillac Vikings, Alan Shear. Parents' names are Elena and Wayne Shear. Alan has 2 sisters, Ashley and Taylor. Besides playing varsity hockey, Alan plays varsity baseball and is active in the St. Anne's youth group. Alan is also a registered USA hockey referee. In his spare time, Alan likes to fish and practice hockey. His favorite athlete is Henrik Zetterberg. Alan would like to attend college and become a physical therapist. Congratulations to Alan Shear for being one of our player profiles of the game. And boy, does he ever have a good shot. He's a really good player.
And he's leading the Vikings this year in scoring with 5 goals. Good move there by Zach Izzard.
Yep, I've enjoyed watching Alan this year.
And they'll put it in deep. Gavin Foster is checked there by number 15. And up the boards, and it come out to center ice. There's a pass. Judge lost it, and Hayden Watkins will chase it in. And right there is Augustine to cover up on it with 1 minute to go here in the first. No score. I would say it's pretty evenly played.
Yeah, real even game so far. As of late, I think Cadillac's tilting the ice a little bit down there. They've been able to keep the puck in there and get some constant pressure on the Livonia Franklin team. Haven't been able to break the seal yet, but they've had a number of opportunities, so there's still a minute left.
Shout out to Nikki Keaton. That is Dakota Keaton's mom. She couldn't be here tonight. Here we go with a 2-on-1 for the Patriots. Coming in as Jonah. There's a shot scored. Beautiful shot there by Jonah Pollock on the short side on a 2-on-1.
Yeah, well-placed shot. Put it right up underneath the bar. had a 2-on-1, and the defense did what he was supposed to do. He's supposed to take away the pass.
Yep.
So just a nice shot.
Yeah, perfect. And Carter just got off the post as he was trying to maybe play that potential pass, and they snuck it in upstairs. So our pregame player, Jonah Pollock, scores the first goal for the Patriots. It's 1-0. All right, Trevor Van Vliet in the corner, trying to corral it. Puts it back behind the net, centering shot. Oh, beautiful save by Carter Fosmore. That one was headed for the corner. There's the deflection out in front. Vikings will take it back. Here's Jacob Kaspriak, number 15, Kaspriak. Picked up there by Tonello. Back to the point. Gavin Foster will play it in the corner. We've got 20 seconds to go here in the first period. It's 1-0 Livonia Franklin. They'll play it up the boards to Nick Anderson. There's the long pass down the ice. And we got an icing here, so it'll come back in. Not really what the Patriots wanted.
Oh, there's been a number of face-offs down in their end this period, especially as of late.
Also another shout-out to the current principal, Dan Willenborg. He's got a new position at the central office, so congratulations to Dan. And the Livonia Franklin team is just wanted to say hello from Cadillac here. Puck stays right in the face-off circle, and Nick Anderson will clear it with 6 seconds to go. Ian Lilly for the Vikings puts it back to Carpenter. And that'll end the first period as the Vikings find themselves down 1-0. Pretty even game, back and forth, and finally a late goal scored by Jonah Pollock. And we'll see if we can get the coach for Livonia up here in just a second. We also want to get our crew. All right.